Gratitude.
Ownership.
Leadership.
Discipline.
All right, we're here again. Big homecoming game.
Yes.
Big victory. What I want to actually talk about first is the homecoming parade, because we're gonna have some footage rolling behind us.
Right.
And then we're gonna right there. And then I'm probably at the very end. I'm just gonna put it without us blocking all the action. So. But that was fun. We got to see the whole town come out. It was one of the bigger parades I've seen in a while. So,
yeah. So
nice.
Homecoming parade's always a super cool deal. My coaches again every year that if I get a new coach, and just talks about kind of raves on what a neat community event that it is, and where you can bring your family out and and have kind of get to see everyone in the whole community. And as you mentioned, was a huge turnout this year. Really, really cool. I've never seen so much candy in my life.
It was a lot. It was a lot of candy.
It was wild. So really, really cool. I think it's a great thing about Choctaw is you kind of get the small town in a larger school. And I think that's really cool. And our kids really feel that connection to the community. It's a really neat deal. So a lot of fun.
So that was a lot of fun. Of course, we had the homecoming pep rally.
Yes.
We may or may not have some of that.
Yeah.
In a little bit here.
Yeah.
But we'll probably have the parade footage and then some pep rally footage if we got it. But super distracting, right?
Yeah, we talk about it with our players, don't let distractions distract you, and they hear me say that phrase all the time. And I think that's important in life and in football, and it's especially harder for a 17-year-old kid. It's hard for adults, but the most important thing we remind them is the actual football game, and none of that stuff goes on without the game. And so we want to, pour most of our focus in that. But we also want to be really appreciative of all the things that you get. Because you get the parade, you get the pep rally, you get former players coming back, you get all that kind of stuff, and and that's what makes the event really fun. And I feel like our kids handle it really, really well. I feel like they have handled it really, really well in the past, and they just kind of understand. For me personally, I love homecoming. It was just a very special moment for me personally on Friday night when you have 25 plus former players that have played for us, and within the past 5 years come back. And so, we're sitting in the team room before the game, and, I have first and second graders that are warming up with us.
Right.
I have a bunch of fourth and fifth graders in there. I have our current team, and then I have all the past guys. And it's just a cool deal, and when you see that family that's being built, it's really special. And, and I'm excited for, when these guys go on to bigger and better things and are able to come back and just feel like that connection to Choctaw football and just that legacy that our players and coaches have built over the years is really, really cool. And homecoming kind of, is able to display that. And so it was a really special night to me and a lot of fun.
And speaking of legacies, this is going to transition to my next thing. It was fun during the game to get to see, of course, your senior, Steele Wassel, at the helm. And then Cash.
Right.
Although Cash was all over the field. He just kept, I felt like he just kept like, hey, I'll just go play over here. I'll go play over here.
Cash is going to, ran a touchdown, threw a touchdown, a bunch of tackles, some TFLs, all that kind of stuff. So, he can do it all, and really athletic kid, super smart, understands the offense, the defense, play receiver, running back, quarterback, and safety, linebacker, about anywhere on defense as well, and just tremendous athlete.
And so Cash is a sophomore.
Right.
But we got a freshman in there. Tell me about that young freshman.
Yeah, Landon Gatson is a freshman quarterback, and he's doing a good job and trying to continue to get a better grasp of the offense, getting better on Monday nights and all those kind of things, and kind of working out all the kinks of being a freshman, but has a chance to be a really special player.
Okay, so that was neat to see all that.
Yeah.
Lots of good offense, definitely lots of good offense. But my favorite part is, well, we set history again. I don't know when the last time we scored 3 safeties in one game.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen it. So, that was news to me, too.
And if there was a time that we had 3 safeties, we also had 6 points on special teams.
Right.
Not including PAT.
Right.
But so 12 points out of defense and special teams, and 12 points the hard way.
Right, yeah. I've never seen 3 safeties in a game. Marcus McGrew had the majority of them. We'll talk a little bit about him later, and did a fantastic job. But, it's that's very rare to see, and then as you mentioned, scoring on special teams as well, always increase your chance of being successful.
Yeah, it's so that was super thrilling.
Yes.
A lot of good, a lot of not so good, but again from week 1 to week 5. This is week 5 that we just finished because we had a bye on week 4.
Right.
I guess we started week 0, but who's counting?
Yeah, 4th game.
Apparently not me.
Yeah.
4th game. A lot of improvement on communication between the quarterbacks, defensive communication, all that kind of good stuff. Let's talk about what we're going to do today against Capitol Hill. This is another away game.
Right.
This is a game that can go different directions, but it's all on us, on concentration, on improving our game. How are you addressing this week in the locker room?
Well, I'm always honest with our players, and the facts are this is a district game, and we need to win every district game. And so, regardless of who you're playing, as we mentioned, it's never about our opponent, it's always about us. And so just trying to play our best ball, gold standard football, and let the results take care of themselves. But bottom line is, we had a great week of practice. We had, a week where guys are getting stronger. We're concentrating on, obviously, in-season lifting, resetting our maxes, all the kinds of stuff, like, getting better at our technique and different things. And, any district game is a big game,
right.
It doesn't matter who your opponent is. You're ultimately trying to play your best balls by week 11, first round of playoffs like we talk about, and continue, the march through November. And so all those stuff is just a process. And I tell guys, like, how would a state championship team approach this week? How would a state championship team approach, practice on a Monday, this week? And they responded, and have done a tremendous job of, whether, again, you're playing, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or you're playing Capitol Hill, it doesn't really matter. When you have to approach the same way, is like we're trying to be the best versions of ourselves. And we feel like that if we continue to take care of ourselves, clean up what we need to clean up, which we have through 4 games, that we just continue to stack successes on successes and good things happen. And I think that that's one of the most boring things in life to people, because people love microwaves and they want to just snap their fingers and hey, this team's great, this team's not, this team's the best, this team's not. But what's always lost on a lot of people, in my opinion, and what I feel like we do a great job of in our program year in and year out, is like we get better and we get a lot better as the years go on, and our kids just continually improve. And so that's what I'm looking for as a coach. So tonight I'm looking for us to just continue to improve in certain areas that I want to, see us continue to get better at, that I know that some of our deficiencies, and be able to do that moving forward going into week 11. So, regardless of the opponent, it's always exciting to be able to take the field. Spiegel, kind of a historic stadium. My grandfather played there long time ago, and a World War II vet and all that stuff, and pretty cool. So we get a chance to play at Spiegel in a district game on Friday night. I'm there.
But yeah, I'm excited about Spiegel. Mm-hmm. I haven't been there since they did it a little bit. It wasn't so nice last time I went there.
Yeah, they've done a good job.
That was a bunch of years ago.
Right.
Spiegel and staff, historic stadiums, and I'm excited to be part of that.
That's really cool.
And so really Capitol Hill, I think a lot of the fans out there are looking like, how's Capitol Hill going to prepare us for the Deer Creek, which I don't know if it's officially a rivalry, but over the last 2 years, it's become, we won the silver ball, then they won the silver ball.
Right.
And so basically 2 silver ball winners going head to head.
Right.
How's Capitol Hill going to help us prepare for that?
Yeah, the boring answer, the answer that people don't like, is really the truth, though, is like our preparation and practice will prepare us. And we talk about Coach Clark, our defense coordinator, does a great job, talks about like our systems. And and I 100% wholeheartedly agree that really like Friday night is just a measure of your systems. If your systems that are in place are working well, good things will happen on Friday. If your systems you put in Monday through Thursday are not doing well, then you're going to have some deficiencies on Friday night, and then that next week you need to clean up those systems. Right. And so it's just a measuring stick, or a test of what how we've done. And so it really is like by the time you get to the game, you're not getting better during the game. It's like
right.
You're executing what you got better at Monday through Thursday. And so, we just, truthfully just want to continue to look at, getting better and improving. I want to improve our tempo on offense. We're trying to improve our tackling on defense. A lot of other things that we want to see, just the effort continue to get better and better and better, throughout the year. And we like to throw in video of, spring ball from this year, even scrimmage 1 from this year, and I make the comment that it looks like our guys are moving in slow motion. Compared to how they move now.
Right.
And it's a lot of fun to see that, and it's cool for our kids to see it, because they're like, oh, wow, like I can't believe I played like that. Like now I know that I would do X, Y, Z. And I think that's rewarding them to understand that, man, I put in all this hard work, and all these hours, and then now it's paying off.
Right. And, looking at the Putnam City North game, we beat them pretty heavily, but they were still athletes. They're still going full speed.
Listen, I tell people.
They're still fast.
Oh, listen, PC North's still PC North. And if you think that those guys are a bunch of pushovers, you've lost your mind. They're strong, athletic, and fast, and long, and all those things still, and they can still go beat you. So that game, this last Friday was definitely not one that you're sitting there going, hey, there's no way these guys can beat you, because athletically they're very, very good. And I was proud of how our kids handled them. And it's always funny to me, in 2017 is the first time Choctaw ever beat PC North.
Right.
And now 2022 you beat them 64-14.
Right.
And it's still kind of like sometimes, well, we should have done this, should have done that. Well, the program's come a long ways in just a handful of years, and I'm pretty proud of where we're at with that.
Well, and it's all relative,
right?
So 10 years ago, PC North, this would have been a good football game.
Well, 10 years ago, it would have been a running clock in the wrong direction.
Well, that's probably true. But I'm looking forward to Capitol Hill, and I don't have a lot to say about it, but I know that the kids that are out for the football team at Capitol Hill. When I used to coach, I didn't call it football practice, I called it therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to get out here and you need to, get all your energy out. You need to, you need to go hit somebody. Let's go hit somebody between the whistles. So a lot of these kids out there, they want to be out there.
Right.
They know that they're not going to win a lot of games.
Right.
So you're going to still have athletes. You're going to still have people that are going to try hard. You're going to still have people that are going to basically give it all on the field. How do you address that with the kids on showing a team respect that maybe
100%.
Maybe scoreboard doesn't show, because it's hard to not score.
Well, listen. I mean, what's more difficult? Showing up every day to go practice and go to games, knowing that the chances you have to be successful are low, or showing up every day when you know that you're going to be successful. It's like, obviously, I have a tremendous amount of respect for guys that go through the struggle and aren't scared. And I feel like, especially in 2022, kids that will continue to stay with something that may not bear fruit on the scoreboard.
Right.
And I have a tremendous amount of respect for those guys. And I know that our kids appreciate that too. Okay. We want to play a game.
Right.
And our rivalry is not Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill is not holding the gold ball, but they are on our schedule. Right. And so we're going to give them our best. But we also, like I said, on a personal level, I have a tremendous amount of respect for them and their coaching staff, because, guys, that's hard. That's hard to show up every day, and when you know that you're outmatched in a lot of ways, and to just continue to fight, continue to show up, continue to improve, and as you mentioned, do it because you may truly love the game, or you truly love your teammates and all those kind of things. And I have just an absolute tremendous amount of respect for those guys, and I think that kind of gets lost in society because it's like, did you win or lose?
Right.
It's like, well, I promise you, like, those guys are winning if they make it through the year. Those guys are winning if they make it through, a whole year of practice and continue just to fight and work. And so, yeah, like, my hat's off to those guys, and and I have a tremendous amount of respect for them.
Okay. And I just kind of wanted to end with that because, like, at the end of the day, I know
it's not easy.
I know you're going to try to keep the score down.
Right.
But again, with Putnam City North, they just left the ball on the 1 yard line after a kickoff.
Right.
Like, what do you expect? And,
right.
And I think I saw everybody on the bench in the football game, and so you were doing everything you can to get people. Let's look at these kids Friday night full speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And B, just to, give an opportunity. But we live in a day and age where it's hard not to score if there's a mismatch, right? Because your freshman quarterback, what do you expect him to try to do?
Our offense is built to score points.
I mean, it's
hard not to sometimes.
It's not the old power I where you're up, Barry Switzer always say hang a half 100 on them and then turn it off, right?
Yeah.
It's easy in a power I to just like, okay, we're going to run right here, we're going to fall down after 1 yard. You can't do that with this modern offense. So I just want to put that out there. I don't know what the score is going to be, but it's hard. It's hard.
We're always going to be respectful of them, as we said.
Yeah, and I know the kids are going to be that as well. But
absolutely.
I think that's a good ending. Another week. We'll see what happens.
Another week.
We'll see what happens.
Yes.
I'm sure in the booth we'll talk about Laundry Day again. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta have so many points on the board you don't care about flags.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about the next week.
Yeah.
We'll
get this one done, move forward to the next one, and hopefully have a win tonight and move forward.
We're going to have a lot to talk about in the next couple of weeks for sure.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay classy, Choctaw.